Hello guys, and welcome back to our flag-specific tactics for maps in Black Ops 2 Domination. This is Flag C on Carrier. We've covered Flag A and B in previous episodes, and Flag C is probably the nicest flag. If you are going to do if your opponents are doing any sort of spawn flipping, always try to end with this. This flag is the easiest to take. It's a little bit recessed, and it has a lot more limited entry points that they are put into weaker positions than you can take than the A flag. The A flag, they can put themselves in a little bit stronger positions while they attack it, and if you're taking it, it can be slightly more difficult. So, the things we want to cover here is where are all of our sightlines, and our final thoughts on this after we get our positioning down. Now, our sightlines come in from here, here, here. There's an entry point here, but the crate I'm standing on makes it not into a sightline. And this area is just open sea, so you don't have to worry about it unless somebody spawns back here, which does happen. Now, the spawns do end up being back there. They end up being back in this area and off sometimes over in this area and that area. And that's generally the spawns I see. I've spawned once up here, but it was very rare and there was no one in this area. So, our position for this is going to be middle of this, kind of right there. And the reason for that is it's going to block off all of that, and it's going to force people to come into your site and give you that nice, smaller 45-degree range that you're going to be using to sweep. Now, that's on defending. So you're taking your flag back. You're generally going to be looking in those directions because that's where people tend to come from. Now, you also have this area. Now, if you're attacking, and you know people are going to be in here, you're going to be doing pretty much the same thing. You're going to be sitting there sweeping, but you're really only going to be sweeping between these spots. You have less of a worry about this spot when you're defending because you already own this, when you're attacking, because your team generally ends up over here. Now, if you're attacking and you have killed a couple of people, you need to start paying attention to this area, because what tends to happen is if there are one or two guys in here capping, they will start to spawn all the way on the other side of the boat in that back corner. So, when you do that, you also have this area, by the way, which I want to point out because I don't see a lot of people using. And you can crouch and get in here, and you can get out here, and you can come around and attack people who are defending this flag or people who are taking this flag from this spot. And oftentimes they're dialed in here, so they will be able to adjust fairly quickly, but you do have a moment of surprise on them if you're taking that route and you know that they're there. The other thing you can do is if you are consistently being attacked and your teammates are losing this flag constantly, and you've just taken the flag, and you know there's a guy taking it over and over and over again because he's one of those guys that just looks at the number of flag captures at the end of the match, and that's his judgment for how well he did. Well, you can actually hide underneath these stairs, and I have done it. It is cheap. I'm going to say it is cheap. I'm not going to say anything different. I catch him when he comes out. I catch him. I'm sitting under these stairs. Flag's being taken, pop out. I will only do it for a very limited amount of time, but you kill him 1, 2, 3 times while he's trying to repeatedly take this flag back from you, he'll oftentimes stop to do something else, and that's something you want to know, that most players don't enjoy being killed repeatedly, so they will stop doing things. If you can punish them for doing things, they will stop doing them. And if they're repeatedly taking this flag and you are always there to kill them within seconds of them trying to take this flag, they will stop trying to take this flag. They'll start trying to take B. They'll start trying to just run around and harass people. Once you've thrown them off their game, it makes it very difficult for them to get back into their game. And you suddenly have them playing your game. And that's what you want. You want to be able to play your game while they can't play theirs. If you let them constantly put pressure on you and push and push, your teammates are almost always going to crumble, and you're going to lose that match. But if you can push and you can keep them off balance and do some stuff like taking out the guys who are consistently trying to take this flag and forcing them to go do something else, you give your whole team, not just yourself, the advantage. So, our spot for this was right here. At the end of it, I really enjoy this map. I think this map is very good. It does suffer from a little bit too much of this, and the sniper areas tend to be so bleedingly obvious, being the one on top of that blast shield and on top of these airplanes that you just know they're going to be there, and people run around with SMGs to kill them. This map tends to, I've noticed, favor shotguns for this whole area right here, assault rifles and SMGs for the rest of it. Sniper rifles, I don't really like them on this map. I think that spots like this that are so obviously a sniper spot, you're not going to do well because I'm going to know you're there. Now, on the other hand, if you were sniping from here, you might have a little better luck. But that's a different strategy. This strategy was about the flags and weather and the map itself. And the map itself, I say, is fairly enjoyable. It is a bit of a cluster, and sometimes that's what you want in a game. Sometimes you want nice tactics. Sometimes you want just running around and spraying things down with SMGs and hip-firing shotguns. And this map, it does facilitate that quite well. So, aggressive play, this map, great. Passive play, not so much on this map. Camping on this map is really hard to do. So, you guys have a great day. I hope you learned something, and I should hopefully have a companion video for this coming out once I've got all the maps covered, possibly a little bit before, but it will show all these spots in action, possibly even under the stairs. I doubt that because I don't use it too much because I don't run into that behavior a lot. So, you guys have a great day. I hope you learned something, and good luck out there.